Oh yeah, we got some new people. Say what's up to Grandma chat.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
You got these cards on Amazon, right? TikTok, something like that. TikTok. And they were a great idea, and we're on the third section of it. I think everything right here is about advice and reflecting on your life.
Yeah, this young guy made them up for his grandmother. He wanted to have memories with her. So he eventually, I think he said he wrote a book, or he's going to write a book about all the memories that those three sets of cards. In fact, I think of a lot of things I should have said in the other cards, the other thing, but I didn't. I guess I didn't realize it was, I was thinking it was more like when I was in my 20s and 30s, not my 30s and 40s.
Well, I think, everything went well, though. And I appreciate you doing this. Yeah. Bottom line.
You better.
Oh my God, you're so dramatic. You are so dramatic. It's like you were meant to stream. First question. What is it like being your age?
Holy shit, you would have to open up with that one.
That's the first one on the top. I can't.
God, the fact that I'm above ground when so many people younger than me they're gone. I mean, I get on TikTok or on Facebook and it's like, rest in peace and all that. And these people are like 5, 10, 15, 20 years younger than me, and their life's over. And so I feel pretty damn good.
It's a blessing.
I really feel it's a blessing.
Yeah.
I'm not just the fact that I'm above ground, the fact that, except for being a little overweight, and I need to get some more tests done that I usually get done every year, and I haven't done that yet. But I feel pretty darn good that I'm feeling as good and as lively, I guess you'd call it, for my age.
They said you're looking pretty good, too. Hey, chat, relax.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Relax up off my grandmama dukes, baby.
Yeah, right. But no, I feel pretty good that at my age that I'm as in good a shape as I am mentally. I mean, looks is one thing, but that mental is a lot. And the people everywhere pop is, they love me to death. They cannot believe I am the age I am. They said there is no way. No way. So I hope I got my dad's genes. He was well up into his 90s and sharp as a tack.
You do have Papa's genes.
You think I do?
I already know.
I hope so.
What is something good that's happened in your life recently?
My grandson moved in with me.
Don't get me crying up on here now. I'm trying to. I got a little cool for chat now.
My buddy's with me. We have little fusses every now and then because he gets so sensitive. I'll say something and I'll laugh, and he's done took it to heart, and I'm kind of halfway joking or really joking, and he's so sensitive, but that's because he's so lovey and he's like his father, and I wouldn't want him any other way. He's not perfect, but he's perfect for me. He's my puss cat. No, I feel a lot more, even just knowing he's in the house. Because when he has to go, and I know he has to go to, to do music and all like that, but when he walks out that door, I mean, every crack, every noise I could known to man, this house talks to me. And I say, you go ahead. Yeah, I'm okay. No, I ain't okay. This house makes all kinds of noises. Because Grace is doing dogs, and he's got to go do his music, and I'm sitting here watching Jerry Springer, listening to every little thing. For a funny little story, a couple days ago, Grace been out doing the dogs, right? She said she'd been gone a couple days. Well, Jesse left to go do music. So I had to come back in the bedroom for something. And I was back here for about 10 or 15 minutes, and I come back out, and I'm laying on the couch, and I hear stuff going on downstairs, and I hear moving things around. I thought, Jesse locked the back door. I have the gun, but no bullets. I'm thinking of all this shit, and then finally I heard it. I said, Grace, is that you? And she goes, yeah. And I said, Jesus Christ, Grace, you could have let me know. She came in while I was back in the bedroom, and I come out and I hear this noise when I'm laying on the couch. It scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, that's rough.
Anyway, that just happened about a week ago. But yeah, Jesse's my best buddy.
For right now.
Well, I meant, you know.
That's okay.
You're the best thing that's happened to me lately.
Oh, come on.
And then behind you, Grace.
Oh, I love you. Hey.
He's my buddy.
What's something you wish you could go back and undo?
Oh, Lord. Nothing, really.
No regret.
Something that I did that I wish I could undo, or something that happened that I wish I could undo.
What is something you wish you could go back and undo? Yeah, so something that you did. Like, it wouldn't be anything that happened.
Honest to God, I can't think of anything offhand.
That's okay.
I mean, to me, everything happens for a reason. I wish I could undo the fact that Pop's having this awful disease, but that's nothing that I could undo. But I can't think of anything that I pretty much, everything I've done that I did has made me where I'm at now and who I am, so I'm above ground. Stop with the snail.
What was one of the biggest turning points in your life?
Jesus. When I met Pop. When I met Pop 38 years ago. That was a really good thing in my life. I did not want to get married. I had my house. I was making decent money. Didn't want to get married. But I'm glad I did. 38 years ago, I've known him. 37 and a half years we've been married. He's been a good guy.
Shout out to Pop, man.
Yeah.
At my funeral, I hope to be described as blank.
A tough bitch. No. No. See, I'm messing up. I'm just acting crazy. Good heart. Good heart. Misunderstood, but crazy woman, but with a good
Tough
heart.
woman with a good heart. How about let's settle right in the middle, yeah?
That's it. Yeah, I'll settle for half.
This is a loaded one, so kind of take this as it goes. But what are some of your strongest... Oh, wait, hold on. What are some of your strongest held beliefs?
I believe in God. I know he's a merciful God, and I really hope he has a sense of humor. When I get up there, I'm hoping it's where I'm going. I just hope God has a sense of humor. But I believe in karma. When you're not good to people and you don't do right, you're not good to people. I mean, nobody's perfect. But if you're bad to people, you don't good, and I'll get that shit will come back and bite you right in the ass. Might be a while, but it'll happen. I just think, just be the best you can be. That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. What is something you like about our generation? I guess mine.
Oh, I love all the crazy stuff. I figured I was born way too soon. Way too soon. I should have been born in like the 80s. I like the stuff that's going on now in you young kids. I really do. I mean, all the tech stuff and the computers and the stuff that you all have to deal with now. I mean, I grew up riding a stick as a horse. So I mean, anything above that's gonna be better. Oh God.
80s would have been cool, huh?
Yes. Yes.
80s are a cool time. This is a good one. What makes you feel most alive?
The fact that I wake up above ground.
Fair enough.
No, I'm kidding. My grandkids. My kids, but my grandkids. When I get the grandkids here for the holidays, or if I do a dinner, we're all sitting around the table talking crazy, talking about stories that happened through the years and laughing about it. Some families that get together Thanksgiving and Christmas and they're arguing and fighting and all that great. That don't happen in my house. Don't happen in my house. I got grandkids, and they all different in some way or the other. They all get along.
We're all scared of each other too.
You are
Yeah, because like, you know,
scared of me or scared of each other?
each other, not you. I mean, maybe you too. Yeah, we're like, we don't want to like, I don't know, like we've never been the type to argue, like really.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
We'll
I
argue
don't like
amongst each
that.
other, like in other situations,
But
but
not at grandma's house.
nah, not in the house, because what'll happen is everyone in the family will team up on the two arguing, like, man, shut up. Like, what are y'all?
It don't happen.
It would never happen.
It don't happen. We all laugh and joke and make fun of each other and laugh about it, and we do it all in good nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except I don't like the Steelers football. Don't talk about the Steelers football. I'm a football fan. I like the Ravens.
Yeah, don't bring up Steelers at the
You can have your opinion, but now not if it's the Steelers. my one trip with his sister, she had a friend she brought for Thanksgiving last year, and she told her, she says, I didn't know she told her until this after the open happened. She told her, she says, because the girl's from Philadelphia. She knows I'm not a Steeler fan, really not a Steeler, because he's a crooked coach. He's crooked. Even guys that's left his team have all said how crooked he was. And I've seen him even trip one of our guys right on the traumaton, dumb, stupid ass. I don't like him. He's a cheat. He's crooked. You got to find the hell out of him. But anyway, when he did that, right on the traumaton, how stupid is that? But anyway, she told her, she says, don't bring up you're from Philadelphia, and don't bring up anything about football. Pittsburgh, yeah. And she said, why? She said, I'm just telling you. She told her, please, don't bring up about being a Pittsburgh fan. Well, I think it was right after dinner, but before dessert, I said, so how's it going? So where you from? And I could see Lizzie, his sister, go. It's like she tightened up. And I started asking her, and she said, Philadelphia. I looked at her, she says, Pittsburgh. And I went, Pittsburgh. I said, you like football? She said, oh, yeah, my whole family. And I knew then. Things he told her, says, I told you, don't bring no shit up like that in front of my grandmother. It was cool, though. I never liked her after that, though, but it was cool. She didn't know it. She didn't know it, but after that, she tore her ass with me. I mean, that's Lizzie's choice, not mine, to be friends with somebody that likes Steelers.
God forbid.
Yeah, God forbid.
What advice would you give your past self?
Oh, Lord. Keep your weight down. Try hard to keep your weight down. I don't know, just don't be as trusting. I've been real trusting in my lifetime. Not be as trusting.
That's a good answer. It's a good answer. That like, it's kind of a loaded question too, so it's like hard to like pick out one thing because you might think of something later.
Yeah, I'll let you know about 2 o'clock in the morning when it hits me.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. These questions
they dig down.
They're digging down in this third set. What is a regret you have in life?
Well, I probably wish I'd have married my third husband first. Instead of marrying the one I did. If I'd have married my third husband first, I would have been married. I'd have been married Christ 50 years by now. That's it. Just things like that, making stupid mistakes, putting up with too much crack, being poor judgment. Everybody has poor judgment at one time or not.
It's that same gnat that's been in this room. Chad, I promise you there's nothing.
Well, you're going to have to name that son of a bitch if you don't stop.
There's nothing in here except for my coffee I bring in every day.
Yeah, that bag of snacks that he has in here.
Oh, the dog treats.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the dog treats bringing these?
Even before the dog treats came, you eat in here, you throw your stuff in a bag. They somehow look We'll find you. They'll pick you out.
Dirty blank elf streamer. What is the hardest thing you've ever been through? Wow, they're just really
Going through it right now. Pop's sickness. It's tough. It gets me because sometimes I never tell him I'm leaving to come home. I always tell him I got a couple errands I got to run and I'll be right back. And he'll look up at me sometimes and he'll say, "Don't forget me. Make sure you come back. Don't forget me." And that when he says that, some nights it just really. I said, "Never, baby. Nope. Don't forget you. I'll be back."
gotta love him, man.
Good guy.
Gotta love him. What is the scariest thing that's ever happened to you?
Scariest. Help me think, Jesse.
Probably playing Outlast too. I don't know.
Scariest thing. Well, going through some scary houses. I ain't much for that. I don't like haunted houses. I mean, when they jump out at you and all that stuff, that's kind of scary. Other than that, I try to not be around where I'm going to be afraid of stuff. I try to not be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So far, I've tried that, and it's worked okay for me so far.
That's good though. The only scariest thing is a haunted house.
That's it. Yeah.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Like
I try not to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
There's some scary stuff out here. Damn. What is the most significant loss you've experienced? I know what you're gonna say.
My son, Jesse's dad. I still ain't over it. It's been 8 years, and it gets worse every year. They say it gets better, not with me. It was like I was in a fog the first year or two. I couldn't believe it. And now, of course, after 2-3 years it's setting in, that, that's the worst thing.
Long live Blink in the chat. That was his nickname, Blink. Long live Blink in the chat.
That was his name. They got the name Blinks because when he got his first or second motorcycle, Harley, it wasn't one of these ones where the blinker automatically went off. You had to cut it off. And he was on this ride with these new guys, friends and all like that, in this club he joined. And he would go around and make a right or a left, and he'd forget to turn his blinker off. So he'd be going down the road blinking. So they nicknamed him Blinks. And he was the bunkie.
I was his bunkie.
Yep, he was his bunkie, and they nicknamed you Grasshopper.
They called me Grasshopper because I did martial arts. Yeah.
Yeah, because he'd had his dad. His dad was a black belt, and owned a dojo as long as he owned his business. But then he bought this dojo, and he did that to help the guy out. He needed a dojo like he needed a hole in his ass. He bought it to help the guy out that had it that was going under. So he bought it from him. And he was the master, whatever he was. And but his dad was a black belt. If he'd have stayed with it, he'd have been black belt by the time he was 14. He's already got trophies he won.
Sorry.
He's already got trophies he won. He knows a little judo.
I'll show you something. Taekwondo.
Or taekwondo. And his cousin, his Aunt Donna's Ashley. Did you know Ashley was a black belt?
Yeah.
His cousin's a black belt.
Yeah.
That tells he's 5'8" in her stocking feet. Oh, drink of water. Well, she says 5'7.5". But what the hell?
What's the bravest thing you've ever done?
The bravest?
Yeah.
Good Lord. Probably get through your father's death. Still not be crazy. to get through the loss of his dad, my son, my only son. And I hate to bring that up in front of you. I know it's not easy for you to hear what I have to say. Son of a bitch, it's got to be more than one. Anyway, that right there, that tore me. I've never been the same since. I hide a lot of it. I'm good at hiding shit. Feelings, but I ain't never been the same. I won't be. And I just deal with it. Life goes on and I deal with it. I'll say I'm okay. I ain't okay. Let's move on.
What is the best thing someone has ever done for you?
Oh, God. Well, Jesse's real good at taking out the garbage. I mean, the best thing anybody's ever done for me? Oh, gosh, there's been a lot of people. You came and given up pretty much your freedom to come and babysit me. And guy across the street's always doing something. Him and his wife mow my lawn.
Yeah,
he just got finished fixing my tank. I ain't opened up my pool yet. I used to have it open by at least by the middle of June, and place kept giving him the wrong parts. So he took the damn thing apart and took it up. So he's got my $500 and some out for a new pump, and then he's for a new motor, and then he's got the pump fixed. Now he's going to do the electrical stuff. So I figured by this time next year I'll have the pool open. He's always doing something. Always doing something. His wife went to school with Jesse's dad.
Yeah.
And they thought a lot of him, so.
Yeah, shout out to our, we got some of the best neighbors, I'll be honest.
Oh,
like before I even came here.
Awesome.
Yeah, before I came here, they were helping out a lot with everything. And
they still are. Yeah. I went and got a new lawnmower and everything. Jessi's gonna mow the lawn. We hear this 7:30 in the morning. Jessi's gonna mow the lawn, but ain't gonna be here at 7:30 in the morning. You know, maybe around 11 or 12, but no, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. Andy's out there, he goes to bed at 8. And Jesse's still streaming at 1 and 2. And this guy's out there at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. And his wife has fibromyalgia. So she says it really helps her exercise her legs to mow my front lawn. And if she don't do it, he does it. If I need anything fixed, toilet, this, that, and the other, Andy's right there. All I gotta do is call. They've been awesome neighbors. Awesome.
Nice.
This has been going on for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, this didn't start, this has been going on for a good, God, 15 years. Even before Pop did, they'd come over and help with things.
What is your most precious memory? That's a loaded one right there. You might have to think about that one.
No, I don't. Driving the motorhome, going in the motorhome to see my first grandchild. To Arizona. You were 6 weeks old. I was 50 some years old. There's women 30 and 40 years old having grandchildren. I was 52 before I had a grandchild. Yeah. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to put my hands on him.
Well, thanks. Thanks for being so excited for me.
It was.
Because I didn't know what was going on when I got born. I was just there. My bad. I don't. So I ruined the moment. My bad, baby. My bad, baby. What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done? Yo, Dio, thank you for the prime. Sir Mamboozle, thank you for the bitch.
Embarrassing thing I've ever done. I've tried hard not to do. Well, okay, I can tell you one. I think I mentioned it in my other thing. One of the ones that jumps out at me that I can still remember. I mean, because I had to go to school with these kids. You know how kids are in high school. They're bad enough below, but high school, they're terrible. And my mother was a bit of a mess. And she was driving me to school one day, and she was speeding, and she had a fancy car with a big fancy motor in it. I think she was going back in her second childhood. And right at the almost the very front of my high school, the first driveway, he pulled her over. And I'm talking a state trooper. I ain't talking about a Howard County boy. I'm talking a state trooper. And he's leaning over, and he asked her what was her hurry or something like that, or why was she speeding. She said, my mother is dead, she's dying. I'll never forget those words. Her mother was as live as you or I. He said, my mother's dead, she's dying. And he looked at her and said, which is she, lady, dead or dying? About that time, while he's bent over, looking in the thing, talking to her, and the kids all knew my mother and knew that car. And I'm sitting in it, and the school bus goes by. They're hanging out the window, yelling at me. Of course, for the next several weeks in school, they wanted to know what happened, what was said, and why was she speeding and all. I mean, they just teased the hell out of me for the next month. I was not happy. That embarrassed the hell out of me. You know how you are when you're in high school, when you're young, and not good fart and you're embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. Albert Johnson, thank you for the bits. W. Albert. How is today's society different from when you were a child?
Oh, Lord. Well, let's see. Elvis Presley. I never was a big Elvis. I mean, Elvis Presley's great, but I wasn't one of the girls that screamed and passed out or nothing like that. My mother would have thrown a fucking order on me. But, and I was young anyhow. But I remember seeing him on the Ed Sullivan Show. And that's who Ed Sullivan, he'd get all the latest ones. That Elvis Presley, the Beatles, anybody was any big deal, he'd always have them on his show. Well, he had Elvis Presley there. And it was so funny. All Elvis Presley did was move his leg. But every time that he would go to move his leg while he was singing, they'd cut away to where they only showed him from the waist up. Now look what they got on TV. I mean, they got people showing their ass, their tits, and everything. And they were a lot more free-spirited now than they were back then. Everybody was sticking the mud back in the day, and, oh, God, don't do this, and if you say that, it was a bit much. It was a bit much. Now I think it's a little too crazy, but you know what? To each his own. What they do is their own business. If that's their fun, that's their fun. As long as you're not hurting anybody.
That's fair.
It's a lot more freer now than it was back then.
Breezy, thank you for the bits. W. Breezy. What part of your life would you go back and relive, and why?
Probably when I was 30. Yeah. Not sure why. I don't know. Maybe back a little further than that. I missed a lot of good times back in my 20s. I was going through a divorce and then another relationship. I would have handled things different, and I was very immature. Not in a real bad way, but as far as street smart. My mother didn't allow me to be exposed to a lot. So I had to learn a lot from other people and their actions, and that's not always the easy way to do things. I didn't have a mother that gave me the kind of guidance. I mean, I guess she did the best she could, I don't know. But, excuse me.
It's a little gnat. It's like a little gnat.
Yeah. But anyway, I didn't have parents that my dad couldn't say nothing. My mother was the boss. Her way or the highway. And she was busy running her business, and I kind of fell by the wayside. She wasn't real good. And I remember his dad used to say to me that I run my household like Father Knows Best. That movie, Father Knows Best, with the kids and the parents and all. Well, that's all I had to go by, because I never was taught any way different. I was just kind of raised. I just kind of grew up and I was raised, and I wasn't as knowledgeable about life as I should have been. And I think that, I won't blame my mother, but I think that caused me to make a lot of stupid mistakes with relationships and marriage and all that. It's just, it is what it is. But hey, I got through it. And I finally got a great husband. And I got 6 wonderful grandchildren. I got better than some people can say. These people's got 15, 20 grandchildren. I don't know how the frick they do it. Because my 6 keep me busy. Really, my 6 keep me busy. People got, 15, 20 grandchildren and all. I don't know how the hell they do it.
Go to the next one?
Yeah.
What was the best news you have ever received? That's a hard one.
I thought I had just said you having a grandchild.
It is kind of similar, so.
Yeah, having you. I mean, I got all my work lined up and everything. I was in real estate, and I got all my work lined up damn quick. And because I knew I was going to be gone a month. I was going to spend some time with my grandbaby, so. And plus anything I couldn't get done before I left, I paid an agent to go to settlement for me. But I got all my contracts and everything wrapped up and settled, and it was a matter of just a couple extra settlements, and I paid agents to go to settlement for me. The job was done. All they had to do was sit there and look stupid. Well, not stupid.
I know what you
sit
mean.
There,
Look pretty, I think is what you meant to say.
No, I pretty much said stupid. No, sit there. The attorney did the settlements. All they had to do was sit there because I had all the work done. But I had all that squared away before I left, so I could go and spend a month visiting my grandchild. I'm telling you, one more EU and
High five. Come on, turkey ball.
see that? You see what I'm dealing with? Let me hear another card like this.
Metal, thank you for the bits. BB, thank you for the bits. W Mods. If you won $1 million, how would you spend it?
I'd set up funds for the grandchildren. I'd give some to the youngest daughter because she's piss poor. And what?
We got to talk.
I'd give, I'd give some to her and some to the other daughter, but I'd set up trust funds for my 6 grandchildren. I got everything I need. I'd set up trust funds and probably buy everybody a new car.
Tell your grandma in the chat.
Well, what the hell am I going to do at my age? Well, maybe if I had a good-looking guy, I wonder if I could pay this guy $1,000 to take me on a date.
First of all, if any guy ever takes you on the date, he's going to pay for your date. That's absolutely, Grandma, I can't believe you would even, what? Give a man $1,000. A man should be $10,000 to even go on a date with you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm serious.
All right.
If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I'd like to go to Hawaii, but I don't want to fly. I have flown enough. Probably Canada. It's a beautiful country. Just different California, just different places in the United States. Arizona was great. Things like that. I'd want to stay local. I don't want to fly. I have flown all I need to fly. They got so much crazy stuff going on. I don't want to get up in the air no more. If I go, it's going to be on the ground.
Would you do that one day? Like go on a road trip? We get the RV back working?
No. Sell that, we'd buy them.
Regardless though, like, would you do that?
Yeah, I would do that.
Little road trip?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to go live with the chat on the road trip?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to put too much to put no
Oh
promises.
yeah.
I won't put no promises out there, but
After Pop's gone, we could sell his house.
I don't even want to talk like that. Like this. Do you have any advice on choosing a career?
Yeah. Do something that you really think you'd be good at. Do something that you really would enjoy. Because if you enjoy something, it's not like work. You know, if you could pick out a career or something that you really enjoy doing, it doesn't make it won't you won't wake up and hate to go to work. You enjoy going to work, and there's got to be something that you feel that you're good at. Take a couple courses. You know, see what sticks. So while you're young is the time you got to do that. Do it when you're young. Take a couple courses on this or that and see what sticks and what makes you feel good. And you don't have to be rich, because if you're enjoying your job and you're having a good time, you're already rich. You're making money and you're enjoying your work.
I agree. Good advice right there. Perlane, thank you for the prime. W Perlane in the chat. What is your superpower?
My mouth. My superpower? What do you think my superpower is?
I think like the way we're gonna phrase that is your speaking ability, your communication.
Yes, I'm very good at communicating. And if they don't like it, screw them. I know over at the place, they see me walk in, they don't say shit. They go, "Hi Daisy, hi Miss Daisy." Everybody's sweet to me. There's a couple that isn't too happy with me. That's because they're pieces of shit. And I caught them in lies. Don't let me catch you in a lie. Don't lie to me. I'm a big girl. No matter how it hurts, I can handle the truth. I would rather deal with the truth and get beyond it and would respect you more than if you tell me an outright lie. And knowing I'm going to find out. You don't think I'm going to find out. Believe me, I will find out. I got a little bit of half detective, my little psyche too, I think. I can talk to somebody 5 minutes and tell you if they're a piece of shit. So, you know, don't just... What was the question?
Your superpower.
Yeah. Communication. I'm pretty good at communicating with people and getting along with people.
What would you do if money was no object? So this is past $1 million. If money was no object, you could spend as much as you want. What would you do?
I'd still share it with my grandkids.
Yeah.
You know, for them to do something with their life. Career, a school, a car, clothes, something that would be, you know, detrimental to them.
I wouldn't buy North Dakota personally.
Well, you got a problem because I'm not paying for another state.
You wouldn't want to own a state? That'd be pretty cool.
No, and I'm telling you right now, we need to get some spray bottles, something in here.
We're gonna do spray the gnat.
You got more than one gnat, honey.
I don't know where it is. The only thing that they could be in here for is that Sprite can or this coffee.
Oh, it ain't this Sprite can. This Sprite can just got in here.
No, I'm just saying. Like, there's nothing else in here.
Right, they was here when I got here.
There's no other food source here, no other sugar source. They're little fruit flies. I don't know what to tell you. What is something that always brings you joy?
Again, my grandchildren. Much like my grandkids. Having them come to visit and, you know, doing a dinner and having everybody spending time with them. It brings me joy. Because I don't have but one personal friend. I don't surround myself with a bunch of friends. I have a lot of acquaintances. But for a friend, I've had two. And the one, she messed up. And did some stuff behind my back, and I found out about it. And she had been my friend for 17, and I'd been so good to her. So good to her. And the ex-husband told me what, you tell your friends things and all like that, problems and this. And so when him and I broke up, she repeated to tell him some of the things I said to in confidence. Wasn't that big a deal, just the fact that she, he told me what she said, and I know it had to come from her because I never said it to nobody else but her. But believe me, when she was dying, she was asking for me. I quit speaking to her.
That's deep.
That's why I don't have friends like that. Susan's good.
What are your most treasured possessions?
My grandchildren.
You don't own us.
Yeah, I do. I do.
No. Like, what is your most treasured possession? Like, things you own? Like, Jewelry.
My jewelry. And I've given a lot of it to my grandchildren, my granddaughters. I was a real jewelry hound. So I passed a lot of jewelry to my granddaughters.
What are some of your what are some things on your bucket list that you have yet to cross off?
I'll tell you one thing. I had only a couple things. And one of the things was smoking a joint. And he got this freaking thing that he bought that was
pre-roll.
A pre-roll. And I've saved it to, what was it, 420? The day I took a puff of that son of a bitch, and for about 2 or 3 seconds I thought, I don't feel anything. And all of a sudden, it come up on me like, and I could feel the room going up on a tilt. And when you're my age, I've always wanted to have control of my mind. Even when I was in the hospital, having surgery, when they were giving me something for pain after surgery, I said to them, I said, well, what are you giving me for pain? And they said, morphine. I said, well, stop it right there. You find something else, but you're not going to give me any more morphine. Because I knew I wasn't quite 100%. They can give you stuff for pain without it affecting your brain. They said they never seen an older person like me that was so particular about what they were giving me. I said, well, welcome to the real world, honey. I don't just take anything. I want to know what it's going to do to me. Anyway, scared the hell out of me. I done forgot every freaking else thing on my bucket list. It can all just to go to hell. Because after that, I ain't asking for nothing else. That tore it for me.
You slept
well. The only
well.
thing, slept well. I was afraid to go to sleep. What the hell are you talking about? He had to help me out of here to the couch. You all that was chatting room, you was all right here and stopped. I mean, that son of a bitch hit me like a... I don't like it when my head ain't right. And it was like this tilt-a-whirl inside my head. He had to help me to the couch, and the only saving grace is he said, Grandma, you'll be okay. Give it about an hour and you'll be good. And I thought, oh, thank God. So I'm counting the hours away. And the only thing I wanted to know is after about an hour and a half, he kept checking on me every 15 minutes. And then I wondered what? I wanted a cup of coffee?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember saying I wanted a cup of coffee. Scared the hell out of me. I didn't forget the rest of my bucket list.
Fair enough.
I tore it right there.
What movie has inspired you the most, and why?
Inspired?
Yeah.
I think more entertainment than inspired. I liked that Forrest Gump movie. I liked that with Tom Hanks.
Next question. What is a dream you let go of?
being a psychologist.
You always want to be. I remember you said you went to school for that. But then you got into sales, so you kind of pretty much you tapped in.
Yeah, I always wanted to, I took it in school. I took a couple of courses of it. Yeah, I wanted to be not a psychiatrist, but a psychologist. Someone that you could have come and talk to you, and you sit and talk to them and try to get them to help them work out their problems before they go crazy.
That's nice. That's sweet that you even want to do that at such a young age.
Yeah, I did. I really did.
What are some mottos you live by? Well, I know you got one for this.
Mottos, what's motto?
Motto is like a mantra. Like a motto would be like, God, what's a good motto, chat? A saying. A
I'm old, I'm not dead. I'm old, I'm not dead. I can curl your toes.
All right.
You don't like it. Let me see. I'd say that your mind, and I used to say that
Your mind is a garden.
Your mind's a garden.
And your thoughts are
and
seeds.
Your thoughts are seeds. If you're not happy, you've been watering weeds.
That's a good one right there.
I've said that a lot of times. Your mind's a garden. Your thoughts are seeds. If your life's not good, you're not happy, you've been watering weeds.
That's that accountability mantra right there.
Yeah.
That's that one. Has religion or spirituality played a part in your life, and how?
Well, it's kept me from killing anybody.
Yeah.
You see this shirt? Read it to him.
I'm going to let God fix it, because if I fix it, I'm going to jail.
End of story.
Next question. I'll cheer.
Next question.
Next question. What do you want your legacy to be?
Just that, you know, I was good to people. I loved my family. I loved my grandchildren. And I was, you know, I was good-hearted, and I didn't take anything that didn't belong to me. I just, you know, wouldn't have, they think I was a good person. Not great, just good. I'll settle for good.
Same. I feel that. What is some life advice you'd give to someone my age? I'm 40, by the way, chat.
He ain't 40. He's just turned 28. Just, don't do anything to go to jail, because you're too pretty. You'd be too popular in jail.
What does that mean?
You go to jail, you'll find out what that means. Don't do anything don't do anything that would be illegal to where you'd end up in jail. And don't be around people that do illegal stuff, because it's like, tell me who your company is and I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah, I know.
The water seeks its own level, and, you know, you can be guilty by association. Just, you know, live a good, clean life.
That's real, chat.
And go to work and don't blow your money. I mean, you can have a good time. You don't have to spend every dime you make.
That's real about the company, chat. There's people that are, I'm not going to go too deep, but there's people that are serving life right now because they were just with the wrong people when something bad happened. That's all.
Guilt by association.
Right. That ain't right.
I mean, you know, somebody can kill somebody, but if you show up at their door with a shovel and a bag, you're as guilty as they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
You show up there if you help them put the body in the trunk, hey, that's guilty. You can go to jail for just helping to put the body in the back of the trunk. Or taking the gun from the guy and throwing it in the river. Guilt by association. It might not put you in there for life, but I guarantee you one thing: it'll put you in there for 4 or 5 years or more.
Shit, you're lucky. Oh, God.
Absolutely.
What song immediately puts you in a good mood?
Bruno Mars.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. Hey, watch out now.
Bruno Mars. Uptown Funk.
What do you find most rewarding about being a parent?
That I was a part of their life, a part of the good things that they enjoyed. I was always driving them there and picking them up, and just that I was a part of things that they really enjoyed, because I was always there to drive them back and forth and be a part of it.
Yeah. It feels good, you know, being a part.
Yeah.
You were heavy in all your kids' lives. That's one thing I know.
Oh, I was real heavy in your dad's life. I mean, I missed from the time he was 9 years old when I first put him in Savage Boys and Girls Club baseball. I missed one game till the day he graduated from high school. And that was when I went in the hospital to have my youngest daughter. I was in there for a week. So I missed one of his games. And when when I got out of the hospital, after about a week from having her, about 3 or 4 days later was his championship game, and I was sitting on the bleachers with her wrapped up in a blanket, hollering for his team. That's the way it was.
What did you find most difficult about raising children?
When you go through divorce and everything, that's not good. It wasn't that they were yucky or that was mean or anything. It's just, it's a little harder when you're doing it by yourself. But hell, I did it by myself when they were here in the house. I kind of run the show. Of course, I will say my first husband, Cheney. I mean, he was a coach. He was one of the coaches. He was pretty good. He got involved.
Yo, Michael, thank you for the gifted, by the way. W. Michael in the chat. What advice do you have for your children and grandchildren about being a parent? Mucho, thank you for the best. W. Mucho.
Buy a dog.
That's crazy.
Just don't jump into it. Be prepared. Don't be one of these ones that you meet somebody and you think you love them or this and that and the other. Next thing you know, she's pregnant and you feel obligated to get married, and you find out that just because you love her don't mean she's the one or he's the one. Have a good time. Just safe sex. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself, and just don't do things too soon. Don't get married too soon. Don't get pregnant too soon. And even after you get married, give yourself a couple years to get to know each other more. I mean, you could be going with somebody 4 or 5 years, and that's a little long, but say that. But once you marry them, and even if you're living with them, once that's something about that piece of paper that does something to you mentally, it's like, oh, some people take it like that. Give yourself a couple years before you bring a child into the picture. Get to know each other and enjoy each other and all before you bring a baby in.
And stay safe.
Yeah, and just stay safe. Just, don't do everything so quick. It ain't like it's got to be done yesterday.
Yeah. What have you changed your mind about over the years?
I don't want to smoke a joint, I'll tell you that. I ain't gonna smoke another joint. Pretty much, that's about it.
You've always kept the good, principles on headstrong. I think it means, has there anything that's opened your eyes over the past 10 years that
Not really. I've been pretty much in control of what I was going to do. And anything I did, it wasn't that bad that it ruined what I was working on or working
Yeah.
towards. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the most important thing you learned from your mother or father?
I didn't learn a lot from my mother. She was running a business, and I kind of was raising myself. She did some good things, but nothing that would be earth shaking. Now, my dad, he was a very humble man, and he had a way of, when he did things or things came up, he'd have a way of explaining them to you to where you could understand from a child's point of view. Like I think I mentioned something in one of the other things, and when I would follow him around and he'd say, well, you know, he'd be measuring something and it would be off a half inch or maybe an inch. And I said, well, Dad, it's not that big a deal. I said, it's only off about an inch. He said, if you had an inch on the end of your nose, you'd find out how big of a deal it was. And that really took me home. I mean, that really brought it to reality, how important it was to be off an inch on a measurement. He had a way of saying things and making you understand.
Cheers to that. Hey, give me a cheers. Give me cheers. I sure do love this Blink's Bunky mug linked in the bio. What qualities do you value most in your friends?
Honesty. Honesty. Don't lie to me. Do not lie on me. I'm a big girl. I can say what I want to say.
Yeah.
Do not lie to me and do not lie on me. Honesty.
How do you feel about the people that sometimes lie because they don't want to hurt people?
If it's a little thing like, oh gee, your hair looks good and it ain't quite, that's one thing. That's like a little white lie. But you take something serious
Yeah.
and you lie to them about something, that's a whole nother scenario.
Yeah.
Have I told little fibs? Fibs and a lie is, to me, is a big difference. Some people might say, oh, well, a lie is a lie. No, I don't believe that. If you got to say something, you ain't got to go, oh, your hair's gorgeous and all like that. But if they ask you to say, yeah, I like your hair. Your hair's nice. You don't have to hurt their feelings just by saying, you got to get all goofy about it, go overboard with your compliments, but you can be kind enough to say, oh, I like that. Or your hair, that's a nice change. You don't say, oh, no, I don't like that. You know, unless they've done something crazy that they know
You just
you're
don't
lying.
care what you say, right?
Well, unless you know they're lying or something, you know.
Yeah.
They know you was lying if they come in bald-headed or something. But,
Like me, if I came in bald headed, you wouldn't lie to me, right?
oh, I would rip your heart out if you come in bald-headed.
This is kind of a loaded. I mean,
Oh, God.
it just says, what are some of the most important things you've learned in life? Just rehashing on some of the things you talked about.
Less is more. Less is more. Sometimes instead of when things happen in life, and they will, good, bad, and ugly, sometimes you're better off to just the least you say about it to get it over with, to get past it, the better off you are. Less is more. Don't go off half-cocked. Just try to get through it without going to jail.
And more is less. What
Yep.
kind of movies and music? What kind of movies, music, and books do you enjoy now? I guess in the genre. You can give some examples.
I don't read much. I like cookbooks. And on the internet, I'm constantly making copies of recipes. I like recipes. I like cookbooks. I've got
No, I'm just. You know, one thing I love that you do now is like you'll take the TikTok recipes you see and you'll put it to work. I love that so much because there's a lot of good food on TikTok. There's so much good stuff. And grandma will be like, she'll link something to me. Be like, do you want to try this Mexican lasagna ravioli fusion?
Hey, they're good.
It's so good. No, I love it.
I'll take their recipe and I'll put just a little touch of mine on it, you know. Nothing crazy, just a little touch of extra. And it turns out good. And sometimes if I go just by their recipe, it's good. But when I make it the next time, I throw a little extra of this, a little extra of that. And it comes out great. I like recipes and things like that. And I like reading books about haunted houses and stuff. My one daughter, every year, I don't know where she finds them, but she pays anywhere from $10 to $20 for these damn books that she gets that all about the most haunted places in the world, the most haunted places in Europe, the most haunted houses, Lizzie Borden and all that mess, and they're all true stories. So I love reading about that. I like watching documentaries on that. I like watching documentaries on that kind of stuff. Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her father 40 whacks. When she seen what was done, she gave her father 41. Yeah, they said Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks, 20 whacks or something like, 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41. Crazy thing. But, yeah, I like that. I like to read. I don't read anything beyond that. Pretty much.
What do you do for fun now?
You're looking at it. You're looking at it. Ain't much fun but going to the nursing home and joking around with them and coming home and having a wine cooler, watching Jerry Springer and Maury Povich, talking to my grandson and falling asleep on the couch. Except for when I'm here talking to my extra grandchildren.
Talking about you guys.
Talking about you guys. Talking about my babies, my other babies.
You think this is fun? You have fun doing this?
Oh, I'm just having a riot. Wide open here.
I'm glad you have fun.
Oh, we love you, Grandma. You guys are so sweet.
I'm glad you had fun doing this. I remember the first time we did this, you wouldn't even get on the camera. I was playing Red Dead. I was showing you who John Marston was. Remember that?
No, not his aunts. He's something like that. Who is she talking about?
I don't know. That's gonna...
I'm going to make you cry. What did I do? I'm sorry.
When did you decide to retire?
My pop got dementia. And I went to go to the store with my nephew. And Pop was having just a few little problems about 5 years ago. He was having just a few problems of being forgetful, but nothing super serious. And he was on the couch and he was taking a nap. And I had to go, I usually take him everywhere I went. But my one nephew was down here, which we call stepfather, what's his name, Chris. And we were just driving up to Lowe's, which was about, at the most, 3 miles away from here. To get what? I think it was what was it? I think it was a trimmer or something like that, to do some trim work or something like that. We were up there. I knew exactly what we were going for. We went up there to get a grass trimmer. We got it. There was no line or nothing. Got it, paid for it. We were not gone totally. We were not gone maybe at the very most a half hour. At the most. And that's going, getting it, and coming back. And he was asleep on the couch. And I said to him, I said, baby, you're going to come and go, no, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. I said, okay, we're only going to be gone. We'll be right back in just about 15, 20 minutes. I come back, and he's on the front lawn, sweating like crazy, looking for me. I knew then that was the end of me leaving and never, that was it. Nope. He was on the front lawn. He was sweating. So I don't know if he got up and walked around the block and found his, or which, I don't know. He was on the front lawn. He hadn't gone to a place, but he was sweating like he had been just walking or doing something. That scared the hell out of me. And I said, that's it. Now's when I retire.
He was looking for you.
He was looking for me. They say when they get him up in the morning, and he'll say to him sometimes, is Daisy coming? Where's Daisy? If they want him to do something and he gives them a hard time, all they got to do is say, well, Daisy's going to be here. Oh, okay. The minute they say Daisy, he's calm. I said, hey, it took me 38 years to train that man.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve what's going on right now.
No, he don't.
How do you spend time with your friends?
I have no friends.
I'm your friend.
You're my grandson. I spend time with you. We're right here.
Yeah, but you're my best friend.
Don't get me crying, Jesse. Stop it.
My bad. No, for real.
No, this is it. This is how I spend my time with my best friend. I do have a girl that's a woman that's a good friend, but she's got a business to run. And she's down there doing taxes. She has her own tax company. She's a CEO.
God bless her, because she helps me out with...
She helps. She does
oh my
mine.
goodness, bro.
She does all my grandchildren's taxes, has for 5 or 6 years or more. She does the neighbors across the street. They said, what do we owe you? She said, you owe me nothing. She said, take care of this woman right here.
See, look at that. She says, you're our friend, Grandma.
Oh. Well, now if you're talking about that, I got a bunch of friends. Thank you guys so much. I didn't want to impose. Oh, it's looking up.
Trophies and clips. Thank you for the sub. W trophies in chat.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I know you all really made me feel good. I look forward to coming here and talking to you guys and all the nice things you say. Believe me, it doesn't go unnoticed. It doesn't go on deaf ears. It doesn't. What was wrong with that? I want to see that. You already know what that is.
Yeah. How have your relationships with your children changed in later years?
Well, they're more adults. With the one that's the nurse, we joke around a little bit, a lot more adult, joking back and forth and everything. And as far as my youngest daughter, she's going through some rough, crazy stuff right now. So it's a little, she's got some medical issues, so it's a little rough hearing all this that she's going through. It bothers me, and I can't do a damn thing about it. But it's good. It's good. But I'll tell you, my relationship with my grandchildren is absolutely awesome, off the charts. I don't know why my throat is tickling.
You want a water? Or?
No. It's been like this for a couple of days.
Maybe getting some allergies. It's been real hot out. It's been disgusting out, chat. Is it hot where you guys are right now?
It's crazy.
It's
humidity 100 degrees, like it's 100 to 110 because of the humidity.
Cheers.
I'll tell you right now. Yeah.
There's 3 questions left. And I don't know, I'll let you pick. It's like pick a card over here.
I'll bring my grandma and we'll all cut up together. Sounds good to me, baby. Do what?
3 cards left. You pick.
Was there only going to be one out of the three?
No, we're doing all three. Just whatever one you want to do first. Read it out loud.
Oh, man.
What does it say?
You couldn't believe this. I could have done this if I tried. What is the best part about being a grandparent? Well, let me tell you. When you had a child, if you made any kind of mistakes or anything and all like that, it's like God's giving you a second chance to make it up with the grandkids. And you get a second chance to try to do it better. But with the grandkids, for me, it's just like I could just be me more. When I was a parent, I had to be, make sure this, make sure that, this and the other. I give advice to my grandkids and all, but they've been doing so well, I haven't had to give a whole lot of advice. So evidently they learned enough from their dad. And my daughter, she's got her daughter's doing great. The other daughter, her son's doing great. I mean, it's just, I just can sit back and enjoy them and talk crazy. And they don't take me serious. I can joke and cut up. My kids, not so much my son, but my two daughters have been like, oh, mommy shits out. Now my grandkids, my kids thinks I'm funny as hell. And they don't take me so serious. They just enjoy me being crazy and having a good time and making them laugh and stuff. And I cut up. I enjoy cutting up a lot with them. I mean, I used to get on the ground and holler, help, help. And they think the triplets thought they were really beating me up, and I could have took all three in a minute. But I'd let them jump on me, and I'm hollering, help, help. And they're just having a good old time thinking they're really handling me. And Jesse, he used to dance and act crazy. What do you mean, the Superman?
I used to, yeah. I used to, man, I thought I was so cool. I used to crank that Soldier Boy at Thanksgiving, chat.
Oh, man, he just see that thing. He did it on the Soldier Boy. Hoo! He was fine. And when he was younger than that, he thought he was what's that one guy? Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
He had things on his hands. He would tie things around his hands and go, and dumbass me walks in the house. I'm looking to see if Jimmy had bought him something that does it. But oh yeah, he was. This is when he was 4. It was so funny. He would really get into the character, and you would think he'd grow out of it. I see a lot of it coming back. I mean, when he was young, he would get into the character. But I could say he would be like this, and I'd say Jesse James or something like that. I'd say Jesse James. He'd go, show me your guns, and he'd go like that, and I'd say shoot, and he'd go and put him. When he was doing this, he was always a character actor, and then he lost that, and now it's all coming back. It's like his second childhood. I thought that only happened to people my age. But no, he's coming back into his second childhood. I mean, it's crazy, the character thing. He loves to play the characters.
I used to dance in front of the TV to the Wiggles. Two, chugga, big red car. I used to be hitting it too, Jack.
He did. He entertained us. He was so funny.
I know that.
Oh, but that's Superman. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And he'd go. He would take a blanket, tie it around him like a cape, and he had a cape going.
Watch out now.
That was funny as hell. I forgot to tell you, that was funny. Superman, oh, Superman, oh.
2 left.
And one thing, my youngest daughter, excuse me. Now, the other grandchildren, as far as Ashley, my oldest daughter's daughter, and Jimmy's 4 kids, he didn't give me, none of them give me any lectures about things. Don't let them do this, don't let them do that, because they knew it was going to be useless. But I have a youngest daughter. that she thought she was all that in a bag of chips. So whenever she'd have me watch her son, he was like, well, was from really birth, but when he got to be around 3 and 4, she didn't want him watching SpongeBob. Anything he watched on TV had to be educational. He couldn't watch anything that was a cartoon just for fun. It had to be an educational thing. I listened to her run her mouth, and after she left, I did what I wanted to do. So he loved to watch SpongeBob. What in the hell is going to tear his mind up watching a crab walking around or whatever, you know? Well, I remember when he was about 3, she came over. I already had him, and she came over and she spent the night. And the next morning, she asked him, she said, well, she fixed breakfast and all. And then she asked him, she said, at dinner time, she says, well, honey, what do you want for lunch or dinner, whatever it was? He goes, well, I don't know. Because, well, she says, tell me what you want. She said, I got a lot of different things. He says, well, I think, he said, I'll have a Krabby Patty. But when she said that, I went, because that's what SpongeBob ate on SpongeBob. That's what he ate was crab. Honey, when she said Krabby Patties, I didn't take my eyes off the TV. I was sitting in the living room. And she kind of stuck her head out through the kitchen and looked. I didn't look her way at all. She said, you know I'm looking at you. And I ignored it. Then he said he wanted one of Pat Pat's bagels. That was my grandfather. My father was Pat Pat. My husband was Pop Pop. So he wanted one of Pat Pat's bagels. And she thought, well, that's no problem. That's a healthy food. So she asked him, says, Pat Pat, where's your bagels at? And he looked at her like she said, what? And he sat at the table watching TV, and she in the kitchen. She says, do you have any bagels? And he goes, no. He said, I don't eat bagels. What do you mean bagels? And she said, well, Dylan said that he liked Pat Pat's bagels. They were donuts. They were his donuts. And she that's another one that tweaked her ass.
Hey.
And the kid is fine. He's throwing a baseball 78 miles an hour.
At 14.
At 14, just turned 14 a few months ago, and she's got scouts texting her from different states wanting him to come and be 2 or 3 weeks in their program to help work with him. They're digging that deep down when he was in middle school. Now he's in the first year of high school next year, but they were digging down that deep into middle school looking for kids that they hear are good or something, and they're grabbing them young. I thought it was just in college or even the last year of high school. No, they're digging down in elementary school now, in middle school rather.
Which is crazy when you think about it, because there's a lot of variables that can happen in between that.
Well, they want to get kids that have been told that's gone around that they're really good at what they're doing at such a young age, and they want to get them and mold them.
Yeah.
And try to make it to where they learn to do it but not hurt themselves. But he's doing 78, 70 mile an hour pitches at 14. He was really doing them at 13, and he just turned 14 about 4 or 5 months ago. 78 miles an hour ain't bad. So they call him the cannon, said he's got an arm like a cannon. So, anyway, what next?
2 left.
Oh, Lord. How did it feel when you became a grandparent? I thought I just got that one.
They do kind of have some repeat ones.
What is that? The one we just did?
Well, that's...
What's the best part about being a grandparent? You get to spend time with your grandkids.
Right.
And you're not ostracized. You're not criticized for doing crazy stuff. How did you feel when you came? I felt honored. And to me, it's like being a grandparent's like leaving a part of you here after you're gone. They're like proof that you were once on this earth. That's a part of you that's here after you're dead and gone. That's evidence that you were once here.
Hmm.
Part of using each one of them.
I know that's right. I know you're in me somewhere. And last but not least, what is the most challenging part about being a grandparent?
Seeing them get hurt, or seeing, I don't want to see anybody hurt you. I'll tell you one thing, they're in bad shape if anybody ever hurts you.
So they can't hurt me.
Wishing I had every one of you in this house. And the parents could all just go away and let me do what I'm doing and let you all do what you're doing. And y'all have turned out fine. I can't do anything to screw up perfection.
Don't gas my head up now. Don't gas our heads up. Far from perfect.
You're not perfect, but you're perfect for me. Ain't none of you perfect. But you're perfect for me. Let me tell you something. I hear some stories from some other grandparents that if I had any of my grandchildren going through that or acting up like that, I'd lose my mind. Every one of you kids, I'm sure you've all done little crazy things back years ago, this, that, and the other, but it was never nothing to be anything serious like going to jail or stealing or this kind of shit. If you did dumb anything, you sped in a car, or you got drunk and drove while you were drinking something, or you might have smoked something. But you're not doing that shit to where it affected your life and affected somebody else. Y'all got your shit. I'm very proud of every one of you. Y'all have your shit together as much as anybody could have in this crazy ass world.
Thanks, Grandma.
Ain't no loose cannons. There's no loose cannons. There's a couple fringes, but there's no loose cannons. I hear some stories other grandmas talk about. I would lose my freaking mind if they were mine. Because you can't control a person but so much. And when I hear of some of the stuff other people's grandchildren are doing, I can't deal with it. It upsets me. So I'm glad everybody stopped at 6. And I would have only had 3. But his father went to a wedding and a reception and got drunk and had sex more than once in a night. That's how he ended up with triplets. He told everybody that's why he had triplets. He went to this wedding, got drunk, had sex more than once in one night. And that's how he got triplets. And he used to say about Grace now, Jesse's got eyes so dark they're almost black. Jimmy's eyes is very dark brown. His mother's was very dark brown. 2 of the triplets are dark brown. And Grace, the one that lives downstairs here, has got blue eyes. And they used to run her around, the other 2 would run around after her, saying they were going to steal her blue eyes. And she was hollering, no, don't take my blue eyes like my mama, meaning me. I was mama. They called me that before they called me grandma. And I said, take your hands off your eyes, you dumbass. You're running into walls, Grace, for Christ's sakes. She's got her hands over her eyes saying, 3 to 4 years old, no, you can't have my blue eyes like my mama. And Lizzie's running like a leopard at her. I mean, Lizzie's leaning down running at her. Debbie's just going like this. Lizzie's like, Hurr. I said, take your hands off your eyes. You're running into the walls, for Christ's sake. She's got the blue eyes like me. Bluish gray eyes like me. And Jimmy says he knows 2 of them's his, but he don't know about that 3rd one. He used to say that to everybody about the triplets.
Yeah.
You know. But he said, well, I know 2 of them's mine, but the jury's still out on that 3rd one. He was terrible. He was terrible. He was awful. Poor kids.
We did the whole 150 cars.
Yeah, what time is it?
It's 9 something.
Hey, we did good. 7 to 9. Only went 6 minutes over. You got it, babe. Mwah.
Thank you for doing this.
Oh, thank you for having me.